What's up everybody, Tim Bix here and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's finally the time for a new studio tour video. Let's go. First, I'm going to be giving you guys a studio tour and then I'll be talking about how much am I paying for this place, why did I choose this place, what are the different pros and cons and all that stuff. As soon as I enter through the main door, to my left I have the washing machine and some basic cleaning kit which is common to every house, and that brings me to this side, and as you can see that every single door is actually a separate house. And welcome to my crib. So as soon as I enter to the right, I have the phone, which is of course used for unlocking the main door and stuff. Then I have a switch to access all the lights, and then voila, this is the place where I'm staying. So let's start step by step. So as soon as I enter and take a right, I have the toilet. So it's a pretty basic toilet, nothing fancy. You have a showering section over there, you have a wash basin with some cabinets, and you have the toilet. Okay, that's me. So the only thing that I would say is a bit strange in this place is that the exhaust is actually linked with the light. So whenever I switch on the light, the exhaust automatically turns on, and sometimes it actually tends to get quite loud. And then this side you have a small control panel for the heating section, so you can turn on or off the heating. And the heating is actually on the floor, so it's a common heating and we can turn on or off. Moving on, you have a similar panel on this side as well, which is to control the heating on this side of the floor. As soon as I step out, to my right I have the small kitchenette. Now this is such a lovely place. I really like to spend a lot of time here, but if you are someone who really loves cooking, this place is still a little bit compact. Normally I put my chopping boards over there to prepare all this stuff. I cook over there, and once the dish is ready I keep it on that side. So you have to be like a bit organized, otherwise this place feels a little bit cramped. By the way, let me turn on the light so that, yeah, there you go. This I really love as well because it's a chimney and it's quite powerful. You have like 3 different modes. Sometimes in the morning when I wake up quite early and it's dark outside, I don't switch on the main lights, but I'd rather put this one, and it's pretty good. Like it gives the light that I need. You have a few cabinets down there. This one I'm using it to store some cleaning stuff, and there's also the dustbin inside. And here I have some food items and some cooking pots and pans. This one is for spoons and stuff. And then again I have one more shelf on the top where I keep all the other stuff. And then on the left I have my refrigerator, and then on the top I have a microwave. I have a small shelf with a television on the top, and I have another big shelf. So this is again for storing my stuff, my clothes and everything. And then to the left I have a small table setup. Now this table is from IKEA. I think pretty much everything that you see here is from IKEA. It was a fully furnished studio that I got. But what I love about this particular table setup is the versatility. Now you see like a single table setup here. Now I've done it because I want to keep some space free over here. But if I have like a lot of friends, or if I want to have like a bigger setup, I can actually move the table a little bit and open that flap up. So that thing comes out like this, and then you have like another space just as big as this on that side. So you can pretty much like have the whole table over this area. Along with that you also have like few shelves included in the table, which makes life more convenient. Then I have a lamp over there with a couple of plants, and then we have the couch. Man, I love this couch. This couch is something that you don't really realize that you're missing it until you get your hands on one. And when you actually have a couch and then you start using it, that's when you realize, damn, I was actually missing this thing in my life. So this couch right here is from IKEA as well, and the best thing about this couch is it opens up and it gets converted into a bed, and it's so comfortable. It's nothing like a couch. Once you open it up, it really feels like a bed, and it's very comfortable. So right outside you get to see this view. So one good thing about this is that you have a lot of greenery, you have a lot of trees as soon as you open it. But the bad thing is that it's in the ground floor. So this right over there is a very common walking path. So in the evening, sometimes when I open the windows and curtains and people are walking over there, they can like literally see everything inside. So yes, this studio is again not like a very big studio, but what makes this studio feel more spacious and big is the fact that there is a loft up there. And the height of the ceiling is quite high actually, like it's so tall. So even if the place is like a little bit compact, you don't feel that it's a small place because of the tall ceiling. And that loft over there, it's actually pretty convenient. Let me show it to you. Oh yeah, before going up to the loft, I actually put like an elastic band over there which helps me with my workout routines and stuff. And behind the staircase, you also have a shoe rack, which is nice. And then I sometimes use this edge to do pull-ups and stuff. So I'm pretty happy, dude. I have a place to do pull-ups. Anyways, let's go up. And there you have it, guys. This up here is another area with a bed, a small shelf, a lamp. And this area right here is where we keep our storage stuff. So let's get to the main question. How much am I paying for this house? So this house is around 20 meters square and the rent is 1,050 euros. Hold on. Now, before you start roasting me in the comment section again, I'm actually sharing this house with another person. So we are sharing the rent as well. And because of that, the rent for me is 525 euros, including everything. That means water, electricity, heating, air conditioning, and even Wi-Fi. So it's 525 euros, including everything. I think the biggest pro has to be the location for me. I absolutely love this location. Now I'm someone who loves morning runs. I like to do outdoor workout. And for those particular things, this area is so good. You have a park right outside the house. In terms of public transport, the bus stations are pretty nearby. You have frequent buses coming there. And the nearest metro station is like a 5-minute walk from this place. So it's quite convenient. Coming to the cons now, I think one of the biggest cons of living in this place is the distance from the main city. I mean, I personally don't mind it usually, but some of my friends, when they're planning a party or a gathering, it's a little bit far for me. Like I need to take a metro for like 30 to 40 minutes. And then there's always this constant thinking in my head that, hey, I should take the metro back home, because for my other friends, it's generally a 10 to 15 minute walk back home. The second con is that this particular house is actually brand new. So me and my friend are actually the first people ever to be living in this house, which sounded very nice in the beginning. We were like, wow, it's a new place, we're gonna be the first ones. But the biggest disadvantage of that is that when you move into the house, you realize that the house is actually empty, there's nothing. So when you have other people living before you, they tend to leave certain things behind when they are changing the house. So you have some basic pots, pans, you have some cutlery. But when we moved into this house, it literally had nothing. And we had to buy everything from scratch. We had to like negotiate with the owner. We had to tell him that, hey, come on, you have to give this is basic necessity. Also, another problem is that because it's a brand new place, there are a lot of things that even the owner is not aware about. For instance, there were certain areas from where water was leaking, and we had to face that as tenants, and the landlord was not aware about it. So when we took a picture of that and sent it to the landlord, he was very responsive. I'm not complaining that he wasn't responsive, but again, you get the point. It was an additional task that I had to do as a tenant, which could have been avoided if previous people were staying and the owner was aware about it. Which brings me to the final question, and that is, should you be living in a place like this? Now, To be very honest, there are three options that you have. One is you end up sharing a house with a bunch of other people. For example, I have a lot of friends who are living in a shared flat with around 4 to 6 people, and the rent that they're paying ranges between 550 to 650 euros. Now, the advantage is that, of course, you have a very big house, but the disadvantage is because you're living with 6 other people, and some people might be party people, some people like to invite friends over. It's very hard to find people who suit your requirement. The second option is you can get a whole studio just for yourself inside Madrid city if you want to. But the problem with that is I noticed that inside Madrid the whole area is very congested, so most of the time you end up getting a place which is in a very congested area, and when you get out of the house you don't see any plants. It's not a very open area. You have like a lot of traffic. And the last option is something like this, where you end up sharing one house with a friend of yours. Now, one thing that you need to consider if you're living in a situation like me is that the person that you're sharing the house with, you should definitely know that person very well. You cannot afford to share it with someone that you just met, or maybe someone whom you don't know that well, because you're sharing a very compact space. So the level of understanding and the level of coordination with your friend has to be a bit higher than what you'd normally be expecting in, let's say, sharing a house with 6 other people in a big house. Considering 525 euros for this particular location and the fact that it includes everything was definitely the best deal for me. That's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this small studio tour video. If you did, then hit that like button and consider subscribing, and I will catch up with you all in the next one. Till then, goodbye.